Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we'll do some clarification on the 100,000 fees that is applicable to H1B. Who is it applicable to and who is it not applicable to? There is more guidance that I covered in my last video, but there were some more questions, so I wanted to cover it again. We'll also look at the USCIS inventory data, the pending applicants who are in EB1, EB2 and EB3 category. That will give us an insight into how long it will take to clear the backlog, if at all. We'll also cover about the government shutdown that is still in progress, which is day 27 now, and some important questions regarding stamping and traveling that people are nervous about. So a lot of important topics, guys. Watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now check out the links in the description because those are affiliate links, and if you find anything interesting, it might also help the channel. And while you are down there, don't forget to hit the like button. Also put some meaningful comments. If you have any question regarding your situation, you might get some answers from the fellow followers. Also, that will get you into the next giveaway. I also would like to remind people about my next EB1A masterclass, which is scheduled on Sunday, November 9th at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you are interested in EB1A petition, you might want to attend that masterclass where I go into the intricate details of each and every criteria, what is applicable in terms of evidences, what are the pitfalls to avoid, RFEs, and so on. So find the link in the description and register for it if you haven't already. Now let's start with our first topic of today, which is who must pay the $100,000 fee on H1B. Now I made a lot of videos on this topic as things were progressing as we came to know about the new information by USCIS. Now I still get some questions from individuals, so I thought it's okay to reiterate this in every video I make for the next couple of weeks. So here it is. There was an alert back in September 19, 2025 when the president issued a proclamation regarding this 100,000 fee for anybody who is submitting their petition as a new petition after a certain date, which was 2:01 AM Eastern Daylight Time on September 21st, 2025. So anybody who submitted a brand new petition for H1B, they said they were going to be impacted. But there have been a lot of clarifications on this. In a nutshell, what I will tell you this. Whoever is already in the US, if you have an H1B, or even if you don't have an H1B, if you are transferring to an H1B, change of status to H1B, such as F1 to H1, L1 to H1, or any other visa to H1, you don't need to worry about it. That's the clarification. The second thing is if you already have an H1B and you are just going to stamp it, extend it, amend it, and so on, and if you are in the United States, you don't need to worry about anything. And even in that case, even if you are going outside and going for restamping of the existing visa just by extension, you should also not worry about it. Now, this also includes the students who are in the United States on F1. Now, if they are on OPT, if they get a job from an employer who is willing to sponsor their H1B in the lottery system, which is coming up in March, you will still not be impacted. If your petition gets picked up for approval for H1B for the next fiscal year, you would still be able to do the change of status from F1 to H1 within the United States without having to pay this 100,000 fee. So that is another clarification. Also, this applies to anybody else who is changing the status within the United States to H1B.
And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video. Have you ever done the Google search of your own name? Look what I have found when I did mine. Here's what comes up. While some of this information is relevant, the other makes me uncomfortable that my information is exposed for a sale like this. Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, or anybody else who may want to target you. Your full name, email address, home address, your relatives' names, health information, it's all out there. That's why I have been using Aura, sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out request for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. Aura does so much more to protect my information and my family's information from online threats I can't see. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up, and best of all, I get everything for one affordable price. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like locking the front door but leaving your back door wide open. Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to my link which is on the screen and in the description and start your free 2 weeks trial. So protect your information, your family, and have a peace of mind. That's Aura.
Now let's read the exact status. Who should pay? Any brand new applicants applying for H1B for the first time at the consulates will fall into this category of having to pay $100,000 US to the United States government before applying for the visa. So they need to see, and by the way, they have also given the procedure, which I'll put the link in the description, for paying of this 100,000 fee. So if you are outside of the United States coming to the US for the first time on H1B, going to a consulate for stamping, you will be required to pay that fee. If you had filed your petition before September 21st, midnight, the exact date that they have told, then you don't pay the fee. This is only after that particular date of September 21st on midnight on Eastern time. Now, who will not pay? Anyone who has a current valid H1B will not pay because they have already gone through the approval process before. It's not a brand new petition for them. So if you are in the United States on an H1B, you will not have to pay. Even if you are extending, amending, and those sort of things, or even changing jobs, if you get your approval for your H1B and then you go outside of the United States to get it stamped on your passport, you will not be required to pay that 100,000 fees. Also, as I said before, if you are changing your status from any existing non-immigrant visa such as F1, L1, O1 to H1 within the United States, is if you have an approval for H1B, if you have gone through the lottery on an H1B in the past, only then you will be able to do this change of status to H1B. So those situations are also exempt from 100,000 fees. Now, there are certain things that some lawyers have said that if there is a notification to the consular about your H1B, or if there is a pre-check warning for your H1B, then those are doubtful cases. In those cases, you might have to hire a lawyer to see what is applicable to you and what is not. Put down in the comment section below if there are still any doubts about who pays and who doesn't pay the $100,000 H1B fee. Now, hope that clarifies. Now, next, let's look at the USCIS inventory data that was published just a couple of days back. Now, here's the spreadsheet that you can also download from the USCIS website that gives the number of pending applicants by previous year. So going back to as many years as there are pending applicants until the date is current. So let's look at this. So this is the chart that they have given. So at the top, they have given instructions to read, and then the rest of the world, China. What we are going to focus on in this is the EB1, EB2, and EB3. So now this category is EB1, as you can see over here, the employment first preference category. Now in this category, as you can see, they have these prior years numbers of available visa numbers. Okay, so these are the people who have the visa numbers available. How many of them are there since 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22? There are about 4,443 visa numbers already available. And this is because we got fresh set of visa numbers in October visa bulletin. So that is why they are saying all these people have the visa numbers available. Now, who are pending? Now, the pending numbers are here. And this will give you an indication of how many are still pending without a visa number. And those are almost 10,000 or about 10,000, 10,831. Now, these many number of visa numbers are still not available. So what does that mean is that backlog of 4,443 visas will be removed by as of today with the existing visa numbers. But there will still be 10,000 visa numbers pending to be issued before the date can be moved forward. Now, the rest of the world dates have been current. So any and every visa number that is spillover, lateral spillover, will still go to India because it's a backlog country. So EB1 has the benefit of getting all the spillover, lateral spillover from rest of the world, as long as that rest of the world category remains current. Now, that is EB1. Now let's look at the EB2 and EB3. Now as you can see here, EB2, if you look at year 2012, there were about 2391 pending petitions. But if these are the petitions that the visa number is already available, so you don't need to worry about those visa numbers that have become available in October visa bulletin are already used up by these candidates. Now what is happening in 2013? Now, if you look at 2013 and 2014, these many are the pending applicants that are awaiting visa numbers. They are already in adjustment of status, but they don't have the visa number available. So that is 27,000. Now, every category only gets how many visa numbers? 2,800 with spillovers here and there. I would say about 4,000. And then if you add another bunch of numbers that drop out of this EB2 and EB3 category, you can expect like about 4,000 to 5,000. I would say still there will be 20,000 visa numbers that will be pending in the year 2013 and 2014. So it's going to take a couple of years, even for the date. So my speculation is this year, as the dates have moved forward to the middle of 2013, next year they will go to the end of 2014 for EB2 and EB3. Now they have aggressively moved forward the dates. I don't think the final action will reach anywhere close to the filing date chart for EB2 and EB3, but it will be in the ballpark of 2 or 3 months before the filing date chart date. But I would still say that this backlog will be cleared up until end of 2014 by October 2027 visa bulletin. I know it's confusing, but if you have any specific questions for your particular case, reach out to me or put a comment in the comment section below. Now let's quickly look at EB3 as well. This was just EB2. Now EB3 is also 13,000. So it is significantly lesser than EB2, but still 13,000 is a big number. So EB3 will continue to advance more rapidly than EB2. And you can assume that many of these people are also upgrading to EB1A and EB5 category of visa, because those are the calls that I get the most on a weekly basis. So that's about the pending inventory. Now let's look at what is happening with the government shutdown. Now, as I mentioned in my previous videos, the government shutdown is still in progress. They still haven't been able to resolve their disputes. There were a lot of times the vote were casted, but they couldn't come to an agreement, the Democrats and Republicans. So they are still on the stalemate. It's day 26 or 27, I forget exactly, but it's been a long time. It's almost about a month that the government is shut down. Now, the biggest impact is to the PERM application and LCA application, labor certification, and prevailing wage determination. Those are the things that are really impacted, and those are the things that are required for your H1B extensions or your PERM processing, or even to apply for your PERM. So there are companies who have halted PERM applications and PERM petitions, and people whose dates are even current and who recently changed the job are stuck because they are not able to get through the PERM and I-140. Those are the people who are also looking at EB1A and also EB5 and EB1C as well. Now, hopefully this situation resolves quickly, but even if it does, Department of Labor is going to have some backlog to clear from this month. So there might be an increased processing time for these labor certificate, for these prevailing wage determination and LCA determinations as well. Now, the last topic of today is stamping and travel. Now, you'll ask me, if I have an H1B or L1 extension completed, is it safe to travel? I see no issue in traveling if you have an approval notice with your extension for any kind of visa that you may have. The only problem with stamping is getting an appointment. So you'll need to get an appointment before you leave so that you have a confirmed appointment when you go to India or anywhere else to get your visa stamped. That is the only caution that I will make. But other than that, things are normal, in the sense that you can still go and get your visa stamped. Now, the processing times and getting your 221Gs and administrative processing, that's anybody's guess. You can fall into the trap anytime, but it's not a norm, it's by exception and for a valid reason. So that's all I wanted to say. So traveling for stamping is fine if you have an approved petition before you leave. So with that, I'll stop here for today's video. Put down in the comment section below if you have any more doubts or questions regarding the 100,000 fees or any other immigration related questions for that matter. And if you want to talk to me, find the link in the description for Calendly, where you can set up 30 minutes call with me to get my perspective, what I would do if I were in your situation. And if you have come this far, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.